Mr. President, Excellencies, friends, ladies and gentlemen, many friendly words have been expressed today, and I am grateful for them, although I take them with a pinch of salt. Perhaps I should take 2 pinches of salt. Many words of wisdom have been also spoken, but as a last to take the floor, I have very few assets left. One of them is something that by experience I know is a powerful one, and it is to be brief. I understand that the lecture we have heard by our principal speakers, and especially first by my old good friend Carl Bildt, is meant to be a beginning of a series of lectures of this kind. And it is very thoughtful to choose Mr. Bildt as the first speaker, given the relations between our two countries, which are today perhaps closer than they ever were since 1809. Our former president, Dr. Juho Kusti Paasikivi, served as president of this nation in the post-war years. Dr. Paasikivi was a helmsman of our foreign and security policy for a decade. His diaries have many entries where he was mercilessly critical of his own nation. People do not understand foreign policy. They are naive and they are uninformed. His words in public were much more lenient, but this is a quote from his diary. But there is no doubt that the state of affairs that worried him greatly was because it limited his freedom of action. He needed a democratic mandate for his policies, and an uninformed public was not enough. The general public of today has better opportunities for understanding international affairs. In the 1950s, very few had ever been abroad. Very few knew any foreign languages. Many years of isolation had made a deeper understanding of world affairs almost impossible. And of course, there was no TV and no internet. Today, I would like to make a tribute to those institutions that have changed all this. I would like to emphasize that in the olden days, the Foreign Service was very restrictive about public appearances by their members. Permission was always needed if you wanted to say something in public. This is different today, fortunately, and some of our best columnists are in the service, and that is the way it should be, because much knowledge and wisdom would be otherwise lost. It was a sensible reform. Our public broadcasting corporation and a number of private institutions in the same field are doing a good job nowadays as to compared with previous times. Their networks of correspondence serve us quite well. The Finnish Institute of International Affairs is a major think tank, and it extends its services far beyond the research community. One need not have a university degree in international affairs to benefit from their products. The academic research in the field of foreign policy is also quite vibrant. The Finnish Atlantic Society was a very tiny group of enthusiasts as we started activities some 20 years ago. We felt that NATO membership or not, it is important for Finns to understand the meaning and the importance of the transatlantic relationship and how NATO works. Today, the members of that association would not be able to meet in this building. I'm not only referring to this hall, but this very building, because there are already so many. In a word, much has been done, and the message is coming from these and other institutions have their proper audience. But more is needed, because year by year, the old problems will not go away, and we see constantly new problems emerging. That is one reason why I am more than just pleased. I'm really grateful for the genuine contributions that have been today made by our guest speakers in the seminar. Mr. President, your presence here and your words here lend luster to this event, and I am deeply grateful to you for that. Your contribution, my old good friend Carl, make sure that even in the future, those who are invited are going to be proud of having an ability to be your successors on this podium. Dr. Wahlroos, another old friend and a colleague during my brief banking career, is well known here and abroad, not only for the fact that he's an astute businessman, but he is also a genuine thinker. His thoughts are sometimes controversial, but always stimulating. With these words, friends, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you, and I resist the temptation of going into substance. You will be grateful for that. Thank you.
Minister Iloniemi, let us express our highest appreciation for your closing remarks, and we are truly privileged to learn from your experience also on this special day.
I have the feeling that I have beaten our ice hockey team.